Hello, investors and traders, and welcome to the Midweek Report. I'm AJ Monte, and this is a daily candle chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average ETF, ticker symbol DIA. Before we get into the details of the charts here, I just want to explain something to you viewers who have been waiting for the Midweek Report. I've been dealing with some health issues, not to get too far into the details, but I have multiple blood clots in my lungs, and it makes it very difficult for me to talk without coughing my brains out. So it takes me a lot longer to edit the coughing out, and I just don't have the bandwidth right now to spend 2 hours editing these. Now I'm doing it right now. It's a short video, so I don't have to do too much editing, and I want to point some things out in what we're seeing here. The Dow is pivoting lower after that big surge that we saw on Monday. I'd like to draw your attention to ZeroHedge. I have an article that just was published today, and if you go to ZeroHedge.com, you'll see it's right there at the dead center of the page, top dead center. And I'm talking about what could possibly affect the markets to the downside. Now, tomorrow, we have the PPI numbers coming out. We're going to look at inflation from the producer's side. But I want you to go through these bullet points if you get the time. I'll put the link to this in the description box below. And I even have some recommendations for traders and investors. Particularly, you want to pay attention to what's happening in Switzerland right now, because that's where the trade talks are being negotiated. They picked that neutral country so that the news will get out freely, but you're not going to see it in mainstream media. You're going to have to really hunt for it. Okay, and I did mention that in the article right here, where you could go look for that. So the other thing that I mentioned in this article is to look at what has happened in the past when tariff news has come out. Often, and this is based on historical data, the markets tend to overreact to tariff news. And you don't want to get caught in that, right? Because it's all emotional. Speaking of emotion, I'm going to hop right to the VIX here. And you can see that we have a bullish candle on the VIX, very close to a bullish engulfing. But look down below, we're very close to a buy signal on the CCI, and once the blue line crosses the red line on the stochastic, there will be a buy signal there. And I mentioned that in the weekly market report, that there is a weekly gap above the market. There's the market closing right here. I do believe there's a super high probability, and I'll give you a 100% guarantee that will fill, but I think that will happen over the next couple of weeks, maybe sooner, maybe in 1 week. So for those who are long, you have to understand that for the most part, the VIX is inversely related to the S&P. So if we're looking for the VIX to go up, we're looking for the S&P to drop. Okay, now I'm not going to go through all of the major markets, but I want to show you that is very close to a hanging man candle with a gap below the market in the S&P. And look at that. This is a weekly now. These are weekly candles. Look at that consistent drop in volume. With all that green, we're long overdue for a red. So I think next week we're going to see a pivot, red candle, and then we'll start to head down. Now, it's going to be pretty much the same in all the other major markets. So I also want to mention that tonight from 6 to 7, we have our rapid fire stock analysis webinar. I will have some assistants here to help me with the cough breaks, and we'll get through 50 stocks in 60 minutes. So if you're interested, I'll put another link to our website so you could subscribe to the 15-day free trial membership if you want to plug in. There's absolutely no strings attached to that. It doesn't cost you anything. There's no credit cards needed. Plug in. At the end of the 2 weeks, you make the decision if you want to stick around or not, but no one's going to chase you. No one's going to hard sell you. Very, very simple process. Click on the link, enroll in the program, plug in. If you can't make the live webinars, then you can listen to the recordings and you'll get the same value. So thank you so much for your prayers, your concerns, and your well wishes. I really do appreciate that. I have a great time doing these videos, and I'll be back eventually doing the regular midweek reports. This Friday, I will be highlighting the trade of the week. We had another great trade this week. 3 weeks in a row, I've been highlighting the trade of the week. Took in a bunch of cash. I'm not going to mention the stock just yet. Tune in Friday. I'll highlight that for you, and you might even get to learn a little bit about how to spread trade the option markets. It's well worth your time. These videos are free. Hope you could plug in. Until then, I'll talk to you on Friday. Thank you. So long.